What's up, YouTube? So today we're going to talk about equality, and we have this clip here from Akon where he explains why men and women are not equal. Let's check it out.
You believe in polygamy, right?
I believe in, yeah, I can say that.
So can a woman have multiple partners or just you?
Absolutely not. No, it's not. It's not. Respectfully, it doesn't work that way. I think sometimes only in America they kind of get it twisted where women feel like they're equal to a man, and you can kind of compare the two. You really can't, because I'm gonna tell you one thing that changes the game. A woman can only have one baby a year. A man can have 1,000. We can have 1,000 babies in 1 year. A woman can only have one. There's a reason for that. Men are natural. Like, we are supposed to populate. That's our purpose and role in life. That's nature. That's why you could put 1,000 niggas on one corner and you let one bad chick walk past, you're gonna see 1,000 heads go like this. Damn. You don't even know why.
Yeah.
Like, you could be holding hands with your girl walking down the sidewalk and a bad chick walk by, she'd be like, nigga, you better not look. When you want to look, you don't know. You want to look so bad, it's going to take everything in you not to look, and you don't even know why. There's that feeling. It's an urge.
Yeah.
Because that's just the natural way of how we were wired.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just doesn't work. It just don't make any kind of sense, man. Like,
that's just some American shit.
it is. Like, it is unfortunate because if the day women understood men the way we understood women, they actually would rule the world.
Right.
Because they're smarter than we are. They can multitask. And believe it or not, they pain threshold is way higher than ours is.
Right.
So, and nigga, they can, like, women, like, they know all our weaknesses, really.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, they can, and it's more than them than it is of us.
Right.
Like, it's 15 women for every one man on this earth. They outnumber us. So why don't they rule? They just never took the time to understand.
Okay, I'm gonna try to take what he said and wrap it up in a little bit more introspective way, because all that shit was game just now, what he just said. I do agree with it to an extent, but that was a bunch of game, okay? And then you see he had to pander towards the end and say, well, they're smarter than us. And listen, as far as the example, if they can have one baby, we can have 1,000. Okay, cool, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, just from a societal standpoint, typically when you see a man that's with a lot of women, women are attracted to that. Because that is a signal to that woman that, oh, there must be something about him. He gets a lot of women. Because men have to work to get sex. Women don't have to work towards getting sex. I mean, they do to an extent, but they can literally just say, hey, who wants some coochie today? And it'd be a line down the block. So a woman that's passed around and sleeps around a lot, yeah, dudes will still smash her, but the sexual dating market value goes down as she's looked at as a whore, not just by men, but by women as well. So there's societal things about it. And listen, I always say I'm not for cheating. I don't believe in cheating. I believe if you want to have multiple partners, you let the other person know that and let them make the decision of whether or not they want to deal with that. I think in Akon's case, this is just the way he explained it was some straight up game. Like, yeah, I can have a bunch of bitches, but absolutely not. She can't. Nah, we ain't doing that. And you have women out here that'll move like that. That'll say, okay, Akon can say that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's Akon. The rest of you niggas, y'all niggas need to clock in for work. But it also depends on what type of woman it is we're talking about. I mean, is this a typical modern woman or is this a traditional minded woman? Which one do you value more?
I'm 40, so I'm mature, I'm grown, and I give big wife energy, okay? I don't just cook his food and make sure his drawers are clean. No, I cultivate environments of love, okay, and support, okay? When my man comes home, I greet him at the door. Yeah, that means if I'm laying down, I get up and I go greet my man when he walks through that door, okay? Not only do I lotion his back for him every single day, I hand him his towel every time he steps out that shower. Yeah, I'm his helpmate in all things. If he took out the trash, I ain't got a problem putting the trash bag back in. Okay? It's big wife energy. Period.
Now, before I say give a round of applause to this young lady, because she's definitely spitting the gospel, I'm trying to figure out if this video was reversed or not. It looks like she's sitting in the driver's seat and the driver's seat is up against the door. You know, if the video was mirrored or backwards, it would be another seat next to her, which means that that big ass rock on her hand it's the ring finger's on the left hand. If unless I had that incorrect, and it looks like it's on her right hand. So, yeah, I wonder if she's actually married, but there's a rock on the hand. Maybe she just wears it on the other hand. That's perfectly fair. That's perfectly fine. But nonetheless, though, she's definitely spitting some good game.
What's your plan when men stop doing the dirty and dangerous jobs that keep society running?
Can you give me an example of which jobs you're referring to?
Logging, plumbing, crab fishing, oil rig. When men stop doing the dangerous jobs, when men stop getting married, when men stop having kids, what's your plan?
I'm not worried about that.
Of course you're not.
No. I don't have a plan, Pearl, for a situation in which men no longer do those jobs.
The very microphone you're using was built by men. The building was built by men. And there's no gratitude or appreciation. You just tell them they're not doing enough. Future is not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Men are not going to protect women in the streets. Men are going to stop signing up for the infrastructure jobs. The birth rate's going to keep falling, and the future is going to be bleak.
And Pearl has a great point, but I think it's already happening now. I mean, obviously not to the extent of what she's saying, that men are still doing these jobs. But women are already getting the equality that they asked for, and they are insufferable behind it. They are miserable. They're like, oh my God, what did we sign up for? Like, you have so many women that's out here complaining and now apologizing like, we're so sorry. We thought we wanted this thing, and now we realize that this ain't it. This ain't the move. But I think it's interesting because they say they want equality. And first wave feminism, I'm all the way for that. You should have a choice whether or not you want to work or you want to be a traditional woman in the household. Especially in today's economy, both of y'all going to have to work. Shit, the kids going to have to work. In this economy right now, gas high as Rick James and Ike Turner in his stash house. But a lot of them actually didn't want equality. They want special treatment. They want control. They want to be treated like little snowflakes that can get away with whatever they want to do.
There's a point of privilege on microphone 1, then we'll go to microphone 3. Go ahead, delegate.
Yes, hello. I was standing here with my gender equity card before you called on the previous speaker. That's my point of privilege that I would like to raise.
I will explain the speaking order, which is fixed, that I cannot amend, which is the pro-con rotation. You can move yourself up a line that you're standing in.
I am pro, and I was...
We went...
You went pro, con...
We went pro-con, pro, and my plan was to go con. The speaker at con mic 3 also has a speaking card.
Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner. And while I understand in Ontario we note this as equity, even if that, this was also used inappropriately in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a Black woman have no value outside of this space.
So just to give a little bit of context, this was in Canada and Alberta, I believe. And what these women were raising are gender equity cards. If you're in certain groups, women, indigenous, racial minorities, LGBTQ, MSNBC, LMNOP, you know, the people with all the damn alphabet, or even disabled, you can raise a card and skip the line to speak. So all that pro-con talk is speaking of con, let's get back to Akon and hear what he has to say about a man raising his kid.
Viral for saying that going to school recitals and being at every little event is a white man's thing.
Yeah.
How do your kids feel about that?
Oh, I mean, they understood afterwards.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, right? If you are trying to change the world as a man that got a purpose that God gave you, it's no way you're going to make time for that.
Right.
And it could be the most insensitive thing to say, but that's actually the role of the mother.
Right.
That's a part of raising the child in the home, right?
Right.
And school and nurturing them to become an adult to where they can now be out there changing the world.
Right.
If the father has to play that role, he won't never be able to like honestly like make his purpose on earth. Like my kids know when I do have that time though, we together.
Yeah.
They know this. Like, but they also know when I'm traveling the world, I'm not gonna make every birthday. I'm not gonna make every graduation. I'm not gonna make every piano recital or the basketball games or whatever. But When you pick up that phone and say, Dad, I got a situation, I need some advice, I got this, I need that, or I need something, 2 minutes is there, they know I'm doing the part that I'm supposed to play. But I always believe that there's 2 roles that you have to play. And raising that child is the mother's role.
Right.
The man's role is to provide, protect, and to discipline. When they ain't listen to their mother, that's when I get the call.
Yeah.
Like, now we got a problem. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she's my voice when I'm not there. But the moment you disrespect her voice, now you disrespecting mine. Now we got an issue. Yeah. So it's certain roles. But what happens is, in America specifically, in certain parts of Europe, they kind of demasculate the man to the point where he feels like he has to play roles that feminists play. So now the son don't even respect the dad like that because his strength ain't strong. Like he just like his position ain't strong because there's layers there that kind of make him soft. And I hate to say it that way. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it or explaining it right, but there has to be a role where the man's fist is ironclad.
Right.
And the woman's touch is soft as cotton.
Right.
And you have to be able to distinguish those two.
Nah, that's right.
So you can't say, okay, because my dad wasn't there, that he ain't doing his part. Because guess what? If he wasn't doing his part, you wouldn't even be in a position for him to be there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just had to make that super, super clear.
Shout outs to the lead attorney. Very great quote that he said one day. And it was more so in reference to guys like Nick Cannon and Cam Newton, who's just out here populating the world. Nick Cannon is literally trying to make the human master race the Cannonites. But he said that when you're a man and you're in that position where you have a lot of money and you just have all these kids, you can have those kids, but you won't really have those kids, meaning you're not going to be there. You having 13 and 11 kids and stretched all over, like, unless they're all in one big ass house, even still with that, it's so much that it pulls from you for each child. So there's no way that on top of that, you being a highly successful, competitive man, that you're going to have that same time dedicated towards the children. I think that was another part of equality, the whole conversation with feminism and everything, because often you hear women complaining about the man isn't doing enough, the man isn't doing this, the men need to step up.
Future is not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Feminism empowered women to sign up for previously male-dominated careers that they quit. 48 to 73% of female lawyers quit either as junior associates or at mid-career. 73% of women who got engineering degrees in the past 15 years either have never entered the field professionally or quit early mid-career. These companies often bend over backwards to get women hired to the point of discrimination against male qualified candidates. Then women quit because they don't want to work the long hours or deal with the levels of stress for an extended period of time, with women being 2.5 more likely to take antidepressants than men. Feminism has empowered women to go to college and take out loans they can't afford for career paths that will not generate them income to pay off those loans.
Men have higher debt than women.
Right, because women put their biggest expenses on their husband's credit card.
Hey, yo, Pearl be quick with it. Look, I know, and I think this is an older clip because I think this video has been around for years. I know it was the whole situation with Nick Fuentes and everybody was like, okay, we're not rocking with Pearl no more. But Pearl be chefing it up. She need to open up a restaurant. God damn.
I don't believe that it's fair in this economic state for a man to have 100% of financial responsibility in the household. That's crazy for me to say out loud. I think sometimes we have ideologies based on the 1%. If you are part of the 0.1% and you are baller, you're making yes, we understand. You have to pay for everything. You buy the bag, you'll buy the this, you'll buy the that. Babe, the average man in the UK is making like 40 to 60 a year. 2,600 a month for one person to survive on their bills or whatever. 2,600 a month. And then you now have to come and be looking after another person. And then we get back to the conversation of, oh yeah, but I'm not going to be dating a guy who earns 40k. But then I ask you the question, how much are you making right now? Because if you're making around 30 to 40k, you're going to be in the spaces of those boys who are making 40k a year. So in order for you to increase the guys that you date, you also have to increase, whether that's your education, your hustle, your grind.
Women are not equally important because they don't do the equal
Men
work.
are equally important.
Men have invented the majority of the inventions. Men have started Fortune 500 companies. Men do the majority of the infrastructure job. Men produce 90% of the world's stuff.
Who's changing the diapers? Who's
not
raising
women, they're
the
not
children?
having kids.
After
Women aren't
working
having kids,
all
so
day
women
long.
aren't doing it. Daycare workers now, to be honest, it's not the moms.
Not everyone grew up in an affluent household like you. They need a dual income household in order to make ends meet in this economy.
Anna, you
live
talk,
in reality for
Anna,
one day
you
in
talk,
your life.
Anna, you talk for a living. It's kind
I
of
do.
rich for you to come at me.
What do you do for a living?
I also talk, but I can acknowledge it's not that hard of a job.
Talk a lot of
where
bullshit.
you pretend it's more important than it is.
Ladies, what's more important, your happiness or your duty in a relationship?
Absolutely happiness.
Okay, and why happiness?
Because if I'm not happy, nobody gonna be happy.
How about you?
My happiness. Because if I'm not happy, then I can't perform my duty.
So let me ask you this, right? Both you ladies work. You're a nurse.
Yes.
And what do you do?
Data entry.
And on those days when you're working and you're not happy, do you still continue to do your duty?
Yes.
Ah, you see
where we
that?
getting
You see
at?
that, right? So if you're at a job and you're unhappy, but you still maintain your duties, but in a relationship, you're saying if I'm unhappy, then everybody is unhappy. So let me ask you this. If you're working and you're a nurse, when you are unhappy, are other people unhappy too?
No.
Or do you control your emotions and don't pour it on other people?
I control it.
So if you can self-regulate your own emotions at your job, why can't you do it in a relationship?
Gotcha, bitch.
Man should always make a way. I feel like I'm not going to work my hands to the bones to provide. I'm not going to work 16 to 20 hours a day or a week to provide for my family. You're the man. You have the penis. Go get a job. Get 3 jobs. My man has 2 jobs. Go get 7 jobs and 2 side hustles to buy me the things that I want because I'm a woman.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
All right, guys, I'm going to leave the content here. Let me know what you think in the comment section about what Akon said and all these other clips about what they said. Make sure that you also hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's get them numbers up. I need to be at 1 million, baby. I'm trying to buy the new Benz, baby. Holler at y'all later. Artists, brands, business owners, if you want more exposure, you need more views. Get promoted on my platforms today. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, millions of followers, millions of views. DM me or email me, bookandcranklucas@gmail.com. Let's grow your following together.